Chapter 17. Furious. Taewang. Yoon POV. It's been a week since I was introduced to Jihoon and Junappa. Well, I thought things would become good after that, but the change in Taewang's attitude didn't last long. He was back to his cold behavior, or should I say, colder. That night, his punishment scared me to the extent that I used all my power to complete his tasks, and when I complete them, he acts like the most romantic person in the universe. Well, I still don't know who gives him those ideas for every task. If I got to know, I will kill him with my bare hands. Because no single person can have so many evil plans. I still remember the pledge I took a week ago to never bake again, but it didn't last even a day because my so-called sweet husband wanted a cake the next morning too, and that too not a sponge cake but a proper one. He especially went late to the office so that he could make sure I didn't take anyone's help and, of course, to stare at me the whole time. And lastly, he made me write for the best husband. I rolled my eyes, thinking how can he even think of that? Best? He doesn't deserve to be my husband. My steps halted in front of another door. No, I am not roaming around this huge mansion willingly. But I got the task to find my favorite thing, which he hid somewhere here. Weird, right? Well, who cares? I want to sleep safely tonight too. But the problem is I don't know if he really meant it by my favorite thing, or if he just taunted me. So right now I am looking for something I love the most, and also something I hate the most. Well, I shouldn't look for something I hate the most, because Kim Taewang is the one I hate the most, and whatever belongs to him, I loathe it with the depth of my heart. So, do you hate yourself too? My heart asked, freezing me for a few seconds. I looked at my hand where a black diamond bounded with platinum shining on my ring finger. Yes, Taewang purchased a diamond ring for me. But it's not to show me his love, but to remind me I am not free anymore. This isn't a ring, it's a leash on my neck which will choke me if I try to run away. And the epic way he gave me, someone like him can only do it. I still remember that horrible day of my life. The worst day till now. What did you just say? Taewang said, closing his laptop and throwing daggers with his eyes. Nothing. Words aren't willing to escape as the paper I am holding in my hand starts to shiver. Look at me. He growled silently, and I instantly looked at his furious eyes with my scared ones. Repeat. His tone sends chills to my core. I know if something stupid escapes from my mouth, I will surely regret it. Taewang, please, I am sorry. My cracked voice is cut by a loud smack on the table. I said repeat, didn't I? I heard the shout he is trying to suppress. Looking down, I started crying. I didn't want to make him angry. There isn't anything to be so angry about. Pulling me from my nape, he made me look at him. His face is almost red from anger, while his jaw is clenched. Open your mouth, baby, or you want me to open it in my way. I shook my head when I saw him licking his lips. He smirked, looking at my reaction as the thumb of his other hand stroked my lips softly. Then what bullshit just came from this pretty mouth, baby? He released me from the nape as his hands tightened on my chin. Having no choice, I opened my mouth to say it but closed it, watching his darkening eyes. Gulping hard as I again tried. That man would be so romantic. And? He raised an eyebrow, glaring at me. Any girl who would have him will be lucky. His grip on my chin tightened with every word. But I can't stop now. Every girl desires a man like him. He loosened his grip as a tear rolled down from my cheeks to his fingers. That desire was quite sinful for the Queen of Kims. Right, baby? I nodded, not knowing what else to respond. I can see the fire inside him. Any wrong move will work as oil in it. He pulled my chair near him effortlessly, and the next moment, I am on his lap. He dug his chin into my shoulder, as my hands were crushing the paper in my hands. So, how can I make you pure again? He asked like we are discussing about what to order for breakfast. Sam. I shivered from his loud growl. A dark chuckle came from behind me, maybe due to my reaction or something that amused his humorless brain. Yes, master. Bring special juice for Mrs. Kim. I looked at Sam, who was taken back from his master's demand, while he just bowed again and left the place. The reaction from Sam's side actually scared me. He is a calm person even when Taewang is boiling in anger. A type of wetness brought me back to this dreadful room. Then a sudden realization hit me. He is licking my neck. Taewang, please, I am sorry, I won't do it again, I said, trying my best to not sob loudly as he told me how angry my sobs make him. Acting like I didn't say anything, he stretched the neck of my already loose t-shirt. I tried getting up when he stretched the neck even more, but he held my waist tightly. Seems like my marks are fading. Let me remind you who is your king, my queen, he said, as another second, I felt his teeth on my bare shoulder. He did bite it painfully, but still I can flinch. But his kisses and sucking are making me uncomfortable. I know I can't stop him, but he doesn't have any right to humiliate me in front of everyone. Regardless that we are alone in the room, but still, it isn't our bedroom. A scream escaped my mouth when I felt pain in my shoulder. I bite my lips, trying to not cry out loud when he again bites me, even more painfully this time. I looked at him with my pleading eyes as I couldn't form words in this pain. He looked at me, smiling brightly like a kid who got to do his favorite work. Pecking my nose, he looked at me. Attention on me, baby, or I will have to seek it in my way. I nodded as his hands again stretched the neck of the t-shirt. I felt him sucking the place where I am feeling pain continuously. Please don't. Aha. I screamed again as his teeth sank into my shoulder. Shoo, your screams always make it hard for me to control. My heart sank with fear at hearing his words. So no sound, baby. I bite my lips, nodding. I don't want him to lose control. If he is doing this when he is controlling, then only God knows what he will do with me if he loses it. I sealed my lips even more tightly as he continued his work, but not as painfully as before. I was sitting on him for God knows how long, because for me, this is longer than my whole life. Sitting there silently while someone is devouring you without your consent needs another type of patience. Which now I am losing it slowly. Intertwining my hands, I hold myself tightly from slapping him. I know no girl can bear to be in my condition and not fight. But for me, it won't be bravery, but stupidity. Because at the end, I will be the one asking for his forgiveness, which he never gives. But then a knock was heard. Taewang backed away annoyingly as he pecked one of his marks before covering my shoulder again. Come in, he said in a cold tone while his hands wiped my tears. I looked down, knowing it was a terrified guard with food. Well, at least this will end now. Taewang turned me a bit, so now I am facing him from the side. He smiled before pecking my lips. Today I will feed my baby. He pulled a plate full of salad in front of us as my appetite died instantly. He picked up a glass filled with green juice and handed me. Take a sip after every bite. I nodded, looking down at the green liquid, which reminds me of the trees which are trapping me. Open your mouth, baby, he said, putting a fork which stabbed leaves near my mouth. I opened it and ate the crunchy fresh lettuce and Spanish. Then took a big sip from the glass I am holding to wet my dry throat. But the moment my taste buds got activated, I wanted to spit it out. But Taewang was fast enough to seal my mouth with his hand. Don't you dare. I heard his cold voice near my ear. Swallow it. Not having any choice, I swallowed it down as he removed his hand. Shaking my head to get away from the bitterness, I closed my eyes tightly. My hair was all over my face, but I couldn't care less. How can something be so bitter? I thought medicine was the worst thing in the world. But the liquid whose glass I am holding tastes like someone mixed 1,000 of the bitterest medicines. But before I could plead from Taewang to spare me, he shoved another mouthful of salad. Drink it, baby, it will purify your body and mind. And teaches you to not repeat the same mistake, he said, tucking the hair behind my ear. Do you know what was your mistake? I shook my head, not actually caring where the conversation was going as my whole concentration is in my mouth. You have a forbidden desire. The only desire you are allowed to have is me. Please, Tae, I tried to protest with my mouth still filled with tasteless food and the bitterness of the last sip. I can give even worse punishment. You should be glad I am letting you go with just a glass of juice. Knowing there is no use in arguing, I nodded. So you like this bouquet a lot, right? I nodded, taking a small sip but still wincing from its taste. Then make the same by evening, he said, kissing my cheek. I looked at my fingers, which are covered with bandages due to making the bouquet of roses he wanted. And at the end of the day, he knelt down in front of everyone and slid the ring on my finger, handing the bouquet made by my pain and blood to me with a bright smile. Huffing annoyingly, I shoved away the memories of that horrific day and looked away from the ring, reaching my hand to the knob to proceed with what I am standing here. But then suddenly I heard, "Kim Yoon, get down here right now."
Author POV. What do you think made Taewang so angry? Did Yoon really do something? Or does she have to bear the consequences of another's mistake? What do you all think?